All right, so today on the Lightbox, we're going to be talking about rubies. Now, this one has a little fingerprint. It might scare people to see this when they realize what it is. Well, the first thing to know about ruby is it is corundum. And the definition of what a ruby is will vary by person to person. It usually is the red and the red orange or the red yellow, or sorry, not red yellow, the red pink variety. And they're typically cut with a pavilion based on the crystal structure. This is a very large 26 karat auction version. So when we think ruby, we're thinking about the crystal and the corundum. So you see, this is what sometimes, until you hold it up in light, you would not be able to see the quality. But this one has been polished. And the wonderful thing about the polish is it revealed this star. And the person that sold this did not realize that it had a star, and I don't know how you can see it, but it can be transparent. Gemologists and geologists will disagree based on whether it's the presence of chromium or just the absolute color. So when we think about asteration and color, you may see very large pieces like this. Very large star rubies that are red, like in the 60s and 70s carat range. And these are very rare, even with the quality, because of that you're looking at more the phenomenon than the quality. And you're looking at finer pieces that have finer stars like this. And then and then there's things about, when we talk about ruby, ruby means a lot of things. This is technically a very large, real ruby, and it is a natural one. But the value depends. This might be a few $100s to $100, but it's very large and it has good color. But when we go back to things like this, now you're talking house money. You also have your lab-created rubies, like this. This is a lab-created ruby, and the color looks very good. But you'll notice that there's very subtle differences. You'll notice that it doesn't have the same saturation or no saturation. And you have other, lower versions of lower quality rubies that are very suitable for things. But if you see super high quality and you don't see the saturation, that ruby is very suspicious. Like you can see here, you see how in this ruby ring, this very large ruby ring, notice that while it's semi-transparent, there's still signs of natural crystal in it. And these things are all very rare. You can see very tiny ones, and you'll notice that the color can vary quite a bit. They could be pink to the point where they're almost pink sapphires, because this is about spectrum. And then there's very rare kinds of specimen types things. This is a star ruby sphere. There are a total of 3 stars on this that can be found, and it's high in chromium. This is 120 carats, and this is more of a collector's thing, because with star rubies, we go back to that crystal. They have to be cut on the hexagon structure, which you may or may not be able to see, but you can find lots of pictures of it online and pieces, and because you can see the back side of it, and it can be seen in the crystal as you cut it. And if it's a star, it will be revealed based on the cut. But with these, the phenomenon and the body color are far more important than the transparency, and the extremely transparent ones of any size are exceptionally rare. And this is what the interesting thing about ruby, which can be more valuable than diamonds per carat. But they come in all, so but when you see one like in a stream or elsewhere, you may only see a pebble like that has that shape in it.